welcome to Brandix Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking very quickly about the X-Files Series 10. I'm going to try and keep this video to about 10 minutes. So, first off, I just want to say, I'm not going to get into any major spoilers. I'm not going to talk about anything that has happened in the show beyond anything we've seen in the previews, the trailers. So, there might be certain things that I mention in this. If you consider anything at all, any information, in any way, a spoiler, why are you watching a video that is 10 minutes long, but with me talking about Series 10 of the X-Files? Go away and watch the show. Don't complain about spoilers, okay? But that said, I'm not going to get into major stuff. So, if it hasn't been shown in the previews or whatever, I'm pretty much not going to talk about it. There's a couple of little things I'm going to say, though, that you haven't seen in the previews. But I don't think it's anything that should spoil anything. I'm not going to say, well, this person dies or whatever, because that would be a spoiler. But there's certain things that you've just got to understand. Like, yeah, Mulder drives a car. Oh my god, I didn't see him driving a car in the preview. You've ruined it. Seriously, come on. Right, okay, so the show itself, I'm happy with. And I'm a massive fan of the show. I know it backwards. I've seen every episode many times, so I know the show backwards. I know what makes it work. I know what makes it not work sometimes. I can be critical of the show. I'm not a fanboy. I can point things out when they're rubbish. And there were some pretty not terrible episodes back in the day, but there were some that really I wish they'd have just not bothered with. Usually some of the comedy episodes from sort of Series 6 and 7 I think got a bit too stupid. And I do like a lot of the comedy episodes as well, and there's a couple in Series 10 as well that I felt in a lot of ways worked. So let's be specific anyway, without giving away spoilers. So the show is 6 episodes long, which to me felt a little bit too short. A couple more, I think, would have done it. 8 or 10 episodes would have been fine. I'm not a massive fan of these shows that go on for like 24 episodes and so on. I think anything up to 13, like a lot of the stuff like that have been on like Netflix, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, 13 is a good range. 6 is too short to me. And it felt like in this, they were trying to put a lot into those 6 episodes. So you've got a bit of variety. So to say they had 6 episodes, they did quite a good job with it. There are a couple of episodes that were a bit weaker than the others. And I know some people have been fairly critical online about certain things. And I felt that way as well. So the way that the series is structured anyway, you've got 6 episodes. The first episode and the last episode, the 6th one, are pretty much a 2-parter, and they deal with the alien agenda, the conspiracy stuff, the end of the world, colonization by aliens stuff. And they also brought in some, what I feel is real world stuff, like government-sponsored terrorism. Now, I feel that it's real. It is, it's documented. You can look it up if you feel that way inclined. And the reason why I kind of mention my thoughts on that in the real world is I felt a bit uncomfortable that they kind of brought it in for a number of reasons. If you're going to do this show, you can use the mythology of the show that you've set up, but they're bringing in things like government-sponsored terrorism and specifically 9/11 being an inside job, which to anyone who's like done any research on that will realise that there is some very serious concern to that, to the point where I will happily say I know that 9/11 was an inside job. I spoke to some of the people that were there. One guy in particular that was in the building that witnessed bombs going off. You can't forget information like that. You can't ignore information like that. So to bring it into the show, point is, I felt a bit uncomfortable with that. There's been some kind of idea, in the truth community, people have been saying, well, why have they brought that into the show? Are they trying to sort of mix it in with all this sci-fi stuff and kind of debunk it, guilt by association? I don't know. On the same side, you can say, well, maybe they're just kind of bringing this stuff in, kind of putting ideas out there and planting seeds so that people might check it out for themselves. I don't know. That's an argument for another video. But my point is, anyway, I felt a bit uncomfortable they brought that into it. But from a review of the show perspective, did it make it more entertaining? I guess so. It put a new spin on things. It's just a show. So it, to me, kind of gave it a bit of reinvention, I guess, to the thing, because it's not really something they've massively done before. There were a couple of episodes that I can remember off the top of my head. There's one in Series 10, called, it was the Pine Bluff variant, There was a really good episode. That was one where Mulder got like kidnapped by terrorists and they like snapped his finger back and stuff. That was a really good episode, one of my favourites. And there wasn't anything really paranormal. It was more government-sponsored bioweapon stuff. So to me, anyway, bringing all that into it and the way they kind of took the show in that direction, I found entertaining. And that's episodes 1 and 6. Now, episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5. In a lot of ways are your monster of the week episodes. I don't think series 2 has like a monster in it, but episode 2 doesn't have a monster in it from memory anyway. But episodes 3, 4, and 5 doesn't really have a monster in it, I guess. But you've got a mixture anyway. So I'm kind of being vague. Like I say, I don't want to get into spoilers. So the next video that I'm probably going to do with my co-review, we're going to get into some spoilers in that one. So if you want to hear more specific things, watch that video when we do it in about a week's time or so. So what else can I say really without ruining it? Let's talk about the characters now. Mulder and Scully obviously back at the FBI, and you can't really bring the X-Files back without having them at the FBI and actually as FBI agents, because in that last movie they were working for the FBI as in a consultancy capacity. The 2008 movie, I Wanted to Leave. Sorry, I Want to Believe, not I Wanted to Leave. That's what they called it in the cinema when they saw the film I Wanted to Leave the cinema. Joke, really bad joke anyway. So they've brought them back as FBI agents, and again, like I say, you can say, I don't buy that. I don't buy that the FBI would bring them back after everything that had happened, nor do I believe that they would even want to work for the FBI anymore after everything that had happened. But you kind of had to bring them back as that for the show's nostalgia factor, I guess. And that is what the X-Files is. It's about Mulder and Scully being FBI agents. They took that away in series 8 and 9. And to a lot of people, it didn't really work as well. I personally liked it with Agents Doggett and Reyes back in those late episodes, but I can see the argument that it just doesn't work without them for a lot of people. So you had to do it, so it's forgivable. A lot of people nitpick and say, oh, it's a lot of rubbish. If they're going to bring it back, they have to do it that way. How else are you going to do this? You can have them working for some kind of, alternative media thing, and then they're investigating as freelance journalists or whatever. I don't know. It just wouldn't be the same. So give them an FBI badge and a gun with the torches and all that stuff. That's the signature X-Files stuff. And there's a lot of signature X-Files stuff they've done in this that, again, you can say absolute rubbish. Again, minor spoiler, but I don't consider this a spoiler because it's in the bloody trailers and previews. Cigarette Smoking Man is back. Again, a lot of people are saying, including myself, I'm a massive critic, I can be one, a lot of rubbish bringing back the Smoky Man. He died to the point where you saw his skin being burnt off his face. And he's back and he's alive. That is utter bollocks. But that's a signature of the X-Files, killing off the Smoky Man and bringing him back. It was something that Chris Carter always said back in the... you watch the old interviews that you used to get on a lot of the tapes, which I think you can still get on as extra features on the DVDs. Interviews with Chris Carter saying, I keep getting asked, will they ever kill off the cigarette smoking man? And my comment to that is, you can't kill the devil, because that is effectively what he is. But, with the X-Files, there's a lot of episodes, and they have to kind of give these characters a lot of arcs, and it seems like killing off the smoking man and bringing him back is an arc that they've repeated many times, but it's a signature of the show, so... bring back the Smoking Man, why not? One more for the road. Now, there's other characters as well that they've kind of brought into this, some of which have also died before as well. As I'm sure you're aware, the lone gunmen are in this show in some capacity. I'm not going to ruin it. I was concerned with the fact that I'd heard that they were bringing them back because they are dead as well. You can't just bring everybody back from the dead. I mean, Smoking Man, fair enough. They've done it before. But the lone gunmen, they were killed off. I wasn't happy with the fact that they were killed off. I was really pissed off about that, to be honest. Because I was a big fan of theirs. I loved that series that they did of their own. I didn't necessarily have to do a series 2, but they didn't have to kill the characters off. But anyway, I wasn't disappointed by their role in what is one of the episodes. I'm not going to say which one, I'm not going to ruin it, because it's kind of a nice little surprise if you don't know it's coming up. But I wasn't bothered about what they did there, so that was fine. There's other characters he brought back. Agent Reyes was in this. Skinner was in quite a few episodes. He hasn't aged barely at all. It might be the beard that he's got in this that's kind of covering up the fact that he's aged. I don't know, but he looks, like he always did, apart from the beard. Now, I think episode 3 to me was quite a good highlight, I'll say that. So, without giving any spoilers away, I've been specific. The 3rd episode I found was probably my favourite of the show. One last thing before I go, because like I said, I'm going to do another video with my co-review. We're going to get into specifics. So, one last thing. Are they going to do any more? I firmly believe they are. Number of reasons. And this isn't a spoiler. I'm not going to say how the last episode ends, specifically in terms of details, but it ends on a cliffhanger to be continued. Now, I know a lot of shows that never came back, that finished and have been finished for years and years and were never continued, ended on cliffhangers that they just never resolved. This, to me, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring it back. It's been very successful rating-wise. It's been very successful critic-wise. From what I understand, the top guy at Fox TV has said he wants to do another series of this. And the actors as well, specifically David Duchovny, I know of, has said he wants to do more as well. And the way I feel, they came back to this show because they wanted to. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get a series 11 anyway. So that's something to look forward to. I just hope they do more episodes anyway, because 6 felt a bit short. I'm going to leave it there because I'm running out of time. I said 10 minutes, so I've gone a bit over. So for now, I'm going to leave there and say come back and watch the next review that I do for the X-Files, because we're going to get into some spoilers. So for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.